Hello friends, this is Professor Rahul Krishnaji Bhavne and in the subject of heat transfer. In today's video, we are going to see heat generation in a solid and its surface temperature. So let's start today's video. Heat generation in solid. So solid might be anything, any shape, any volume, but as per our syllabus, we are focusing only on three kind of solid, that is a plain wall, cylinder and sphere. So let us start. When we said the heat generation when in some application like electrical cables which having electrical resistance. So when electric current is passed through, so that electrical resistance result in heat generation inside that conductor, electrical conductor. Or even though we observe the application like a bulb where electric current when passed through the filament, it is generating illumination, but at the same time it is heating that element, correct? So that heat generation is due to the electrical resistance. Second, when the heat is generated, so exothermic chemical reaction in solids. So solid might be a coal or wood, and when it is burned, so due to exothermic chemical reaction, heat is generated inside that solid and that heat is liberated out. Also some nuclear reactions in nuclear fuel rods like plutonium, radium or uranium. When it is energized, the heat is generated inside that rods. So in this section we are studying the heat transfer, but that heat transfer not from outside. It is when heat is generated within the object or within that solid. So in this topic, so we will consider or focus only on the heat which is generated inside the object or material. Now suppose we are considering any solid, but here for our geometry point of view we consider one wall which having a thickness L, cross sectional area A, and having a one generation source, that is small g. This is the intensity of heat generation. So intensity of heat generation, it is watt per meter cube per unit volume. What is the heat generation rate? So that is intensity of heat generation. So imagine there is a one source inside this wall which is generating heat, and when this heat is generated, it will travel out or dissipated out to the surrounding fluid. Surrounding fluid suppose having H convective coefficient and temperature T infinity. So when the heat is generated within this solid, so heat will travel from the source to surface, and surface become temperature Ts, and from the surface it will dissipated into the surrounding fluid. So generalized equation. So heat generated is usually expressed per unit volume, and that is called as the intensity of heat generation, and it is denoted by small g, and unit is watt per meter cube. Now the total heat generated within that solid is, so capital Q, total heat generation. So intensity multiplied by total volume of that material or that object. So G into volume. So Q is the heat generation, that is total heat generation in watt. Small g, or many time it is denoted by small q also. It is a heat generation rate, that is watt per meter cube. And V is the volume of the body or that material in meter cube. Now consider a solid medium of surface area As, volume V, and constant thermal conductivity K. So constant thermal conductivity means it is remains same in all direction. Heat is generated at a constant rate, that is G, that is heat generation rate G per unit volume. Heat is a transfer from the solid to the surrounding medium at T infinity temperature with a constant of heat transfer coefficient, that is convective coefficient for the surrounding fluid is H. Now, under steady state condition, the energy balance for this solid can be expressed as rate of energy generated is equals to rate of heat transfer. So we are talking about a steady state condition. So when the heat generation start within an object, so firstly it will store in that object itself, and after some time when it reach to steady state, then after whatever be the heat generated, it can't be stored within that object, so it will directly dissipate to surrounding fluid. So that is a steady state condition. So at that particular steady state condition, the rate of heat generation is equals to the rate of heat transfer. So whatever be the heat generated, it will remove out, so it must be balanced. So heat generation, we know that small g into V, that is total heat generation, is equal to heat transfer out to the surrounding fluid. So it will be as per the Newton's law. So heat is convected out as per HATS minus T infinity. And this A is the surface area exposed for heat convection. Now rearranging this, so we are shifting H and A terms to left hand side. So GV upon HA, it becomes Ts minus T infinity, where Ts is the surface temperature, T infinity is the fluid or surrounding fluid temperature. Now rearrange to find out what will be the surface temperature. So surface temperature Ts become T infinity plus GV upon HA. And no doubt this whole term is a positive, so always remember Ts is always higher than T infinity. Then and then only heat is transferring from object surface to surrounding fluid. So surface temperature is T infinity plus GV, total heat generation, divided by HA, and this A is a surface area exposed to heat convection. Now we will talk about a specific geometry. So plane wall, and in case of plane wall, what will be the formula for surface temperature? So suppose this is a plane wall having heat generation source G, it is surrounded by some fluid which having a convective coefficient H and temperature T infinity and both sides. And this wall having a thickness L, cross sectional area A, and due to this heat generation sources, when heat traveled and reached to the surface, so surface temperature become Ts. Here we are not mentioning which surface temperature is more or less or both are the same. We are just denoting the surface temperature Ts. If I draw a schematic cross section diagram, so this will be a wall having a heat generation source G, wall thickness L. Due to this heat generation, heat is travel and dissipated out to surrounding fluid which having H value and temperature T infinity, and because of this surface of wall become a Ts temperature. Now we know the basic equation for surface temperature. Ts is equal to T infinity plus GV upon HA. We just derive it. Now we will talk regarding our plane wall. So what is the V? V is the total volume, and in case of plane wall, so total volume is cross sectional area multiplied by length. So AL. Now put the value of this AL. Now Ts is equals to T infinity plus G volume is AL upon HA. Now, what is this A in a numerator? It is a cross-sectional area, this one, blue shaded part. And what is this A in a denominator? It is the area exposed for heat convection. So no doubt, whatever be the surrounding fluid is convecting out heat from this blue shaded area only. That means surface area exposed for convection is this one only. So in this case, this both numerator and denominator, both the area are same. I am not saying both are the same. Numerator is a cross sectional area, denominator is a surface area for heat convection. But as per amount or quantity wise, it remains same. So it will be eliminated from our equation. So it become surface temperature in plane wall T infinity plus GL. L is a thickness upon H. And remember friends, 8 we are not talking about the location of heat generation source. If the location is exactly at the center, so left hand and right hand surface temperature will be same. If it is more nearer to left hand face, so left hand face temperature will be higher than right hand face. If generation source is nearer to right hand face, then right hand surface temperature will be more than left hand surface. So till now we get the surface temperature for plane wall, it is T infinity plus G L upon H. So L is the thickness of that wall. Now we will talk about a cylinder, solid cylinder. So consider one solid cylinder which having outer radius RO, and there is one heat generation source within this solid cylinder G, and length of cylinder is L. So it can be a electrical cable. So when current is passed, so heat will generated within that solid cylinder. If I draw a cross section, so this is a cylinder having a heat generation source, having radius, outer radius RO. Cylinder surface is at Ts temperature, surrounding fluid having convective coefficient H and temperature T infinity. Now the general equation, we know that surface temperature is equals to T infinity plus GV upon HA. Now for particular this cylinder, what is the volume? So volume is pi RO square L. This is the total volume. And what is the area? No doubt surface area. So it is 2 pi RO L. That is surface area. So we will put the value of V and A in the above general equation. So it becomes Ts is equal to T infinity plus G pi RO square L upon H 2 pi RO L. Now here L get cancel, RO and square get cancel, pi get cancel. So we get only the Ts equals to T infinity plus G RO upon 2H. So this is our final equation for surface temperature when we are talking about a cylinder. Now, in case of a third geometry, that is sphere. So suppose this is a sphere having a heat generation source G, and sphere outer surface is having a radius RO, sphere surface at temperature Ts and surrounding fluid at H and T infinity. Now the basic general equation, T surface is equal to T infinity plus GV upon HA. So here V stand for volume, A stand for surface area. So for solid sphere which having a radius RO, what is volume? So volume is 4 by 3 pi R O cube, and surface area it is 4 pi RO square. Now put this value in our equation. So it becomes Ts equals to T infinity plus G 4 by 3 pi RO cube upon H 4 pi RO square. Now here pi get cancel, RO square and cube get cancelled. 4 get cancelled. So we get a final form. Surface temperature of sphere T infinity plus G RO upon 3H. So as per syllabus, we will talk about only three geometry: plane, wall, cylinder and sphere. Now this is our general equation. Surface temperature for any solid T infinity plus GV upon HA, where A is a surface area. Now when we talk about a plane walls, our equation become Ts equals to T infinity plus GL upon H. And what is this L? L is the thickness of heat flowing path. Now, when we talk about a cylinder, so our equation become Ts is equals to T infinity plus G Rho upon 2H. What is this Rho? So Rho is nothing but a thickness through which heat is passed. Correct? And when we are talking about sphere, so our equation become Ts is equals to T infinity plus G Rho upon 3H. Again, what is this Rho? So Rho is a nothing but a thickness of heat flow path in a sphere. Now, how to remember? Either you remember only this main form, and then as per the geometry, you can convert it within a minute or within a second, or the basic changes. So everywhere surface temperature is equals to T infinity plus G upon H is there. What is G? Heat generation source, uh, and L is a path. So whenever we talk about wall, so there will be a length, thickness of wall, so L. When we talk about cylinder or sphere, so length is replaced by radius, so outer radius. And in denominator, when it is a wall, it is 1H. When it is a cylinder, it becomes 2H. When it is become a sphere, it becomes 3H. So wall H, cylinder 2H, sphere 3H. So it is quite easy to understand. Now consider one derivation part for plane wall, uniform heat generation in a plane wall. So here we are assuming one wall cross sectional which having a heat generation source G, and it is not specified whether this G is exactly at center or not. Okay. So if it is more nearer to left hand face, so temperature of left hand face will be higher. So T1 is higher and right hand face T2 is lower. So our temperature profile will be like this, where T1 is at higher side and T2 is at lower side. This wall having thermal conductivity K and thickness L. So in such condition, we assuming that our thickness of wall, we are starting calculating from left hand face. So where x equals to 0, and as we move to thickness of our slab, so x will be increased and it reach to x equals to length. So starting point is our left hand face for the measuring of this thickness L. Now Poisson's equation, friends, in this unit we are only using Poisson's equation. That means one dimensional steady state heat conduction equation. As per syllabus, we don't require any two dimensional or three dimensional, even though Laplace or Fourier equation. Throughout the unit, we have to use only Poisson's equation. That means one dimensional steady state heat conduction equation. So what is the Poisson's equation is d square t upon dx square plus g upon k equals to 0. This 0 why? Because under steady state del t by del of time becomes 0, so whole term becomes 0. And we are talking about only one dimensional, so x and z term are removed. So this is our one dimensional steady state heat conduction equation with heat generation source. G is there. So this is Poisson's equation. Now we are interested in finding the surface temperature of this wall. So T1 and T2. And we have Poisson's equation d square t upon dx square. So we have to integrate this. For integration, we rearrange the form. So shifting g upon k on right hand side. Now we integrate this. So integrating d square t upon dx square. So it becomes dt by dx. And on right hand side minus gk x plus c1. C1 is a constant of integration. But this is in the form of dt. It is not in a form of temperature T. So again we have to integrate this. So again on integrating, now we get a temperature T. So integration of dt by dx is T. Now we get the T term. On right hand side minus gk x, integration of x become x square upon 2 plus integration of c1, c1 is a constant, so plus c1x plus c2, so constant of second integration c2. So this is our generalized equation. Temperature of wall is equals to minus g upon k x square upon 2 plus c1 x plus c2. But yet we don't know the value of c1 and c2. So this is general equation. We have to find out the value of C1 and C2, then put in this form. Then it become our final equation for surface temperature in case of plane wall. So this is our equation 1 where C1x plus C2. So we have to find out C1 and C2. Now the case 1, when T1 and T2 are not equal. So T1 and T2 are not equal. It means generation source is not exactly at the midpoint. So, and again we consider if T1 and T2 is not equal. So which one is higher? So we assume that T1 is a higher. That means generation source is little bit nearer to this left face. So considering this case, when T1 and T2 is not equal and T1 is higher than T2. So applying a boundary condition. So at left face, what is the boundary condition? When length x equals to 0, temperature is T1. So applying the boundary condition of our general equation, so it become T1 equals to minus x value becomes 0. So 0 square g upon 2k plus c1x. So x becomes 0 plus c2. So these two terms become 0. So finally we get T1 equals to C2. But we are interested in finding the value of constant C1 and C2. So C2 is equals to T1. So this is the value of C2. Now applying the boundary condition of a right face. So at a right face, what is the condition? So x equals to length L and temperature become T2. So now applying this, so our equation become T2 is equals to x become L. So minus L square g upon 2k plus C1 L, x become L plus T1. Why T1? Because it is a plus C2 and we get the value of C2 is equals to T1. So our equation become plus T1. Now shifting this T on left hand side. So T2 minus T1, this negative term shifting to left hand side, it become positive L square g upon 2k is equals to C1L. Remember friends, we ate find out the value of C2. Now we are going to find out the value of C1 and we have only two condition, either left hand face condition which we use so get the value of C2. Second, right hand face condition, so we have to find out value of C1 in terms of any other terms. So T2 minus T1 plus L square g upon 2k is equals to C1 L. Now shift this length thickness on second side, so we get a value of C1. C1 is equals to T2 minus T1 upon L plus L square get cancelled. So L g upon 2k. This is the value of C1. Now we have to put the value of C1 and C2 into our main equation. So T equals to minus x square g upon 2k plus c1x plus c2. This is our equation 1. Now put the value of c1 and c2, so it becomes t is equals to minus x square g upon 2k plus what is a c1? C1 is T2 minus T1 upon L plus LG upon 2K into X plus C2 is T2. Sorry, T1. So this is temperature equation for plane wall when T1 and T2 are not equal and T1 is greater than T2. So smaller T minus larger T. So generalized equation is Tx is equals to minus x square g upon 2k plus in bracket T2 minus T1 upon L plus L g upon 2k into x plus T2. So why this is generalized equation? Because it is very easy to find out the temperature of this left face where x is equals to 0 or right face where x is equals to L. But what about the midway? So if anyone asks to find out when x is equal to this particular value where we reach to this portion only. So what is the temperature at this? So for that we have to use the generalized equation. So at particular x value, what is the temperature within that slab? So that become Tx. Now this is our equation, generalized equation for within a solid at particular x distance. Remember x is equals to 0 at left face and x is equals to thickness at a right face. So within that solid any particular value of x, what is the temperature? So we get this equation, correct? Now the second case, suppose the temperature on both side is same, so T1 and T2, and this is when it is possible when heat generation source is exactly at midway center. So heat will travel to left surface then right surface and it is at exactly midway, so temperature of left and right becomes exact same, so T1 T2. So in that case we get the temperature profile like this, symmetry about the center line. Now when temperature T1 and T2 is same, then our equation, generalized equations T2 minus T1. So T2 and T1 if same, so this becomes 0. So Tx equals to minus x square g upon 2k plus this term becomes 0 plus Lg upon 2k into x plus T1. So this is our final equation. Tx, temperature at any point within a slab, is equals to minus x square g upon 2k plus Lgx upon 2k plus T1. And this is for when T1 and T2 both are same. And this green portion, green highlighted equation is when T1 and T2 are not equal and particularly T1 is greater than T2. So this is the first concept for heat generation within a plane wall when temperature are same or temperature are different. Now let us see one numerical, the last portion of today's video. A 30 mm thick plate. So plate thickness L is given 30 mm, so convert into the meter. Generate internal energy uniformly at the rate of, so it is a rate, even though we can find out what is the quantity is, it is a G or total heat generation Q, so it is watt per meter cube, so intensity of heat generation, so this is small g, 2.7 into 10 raised to power 7. So here by mistake it is not printed as a power, so it is 10 raised to the power 7. Thermal conductivity of the plate material K is given. The temperature of one surface T1, suppose it is 110 degrees centigrade and that of the other surface is 100. So friends, both the temperature are different. So it is a first kind of problem where temperature are not same. determine the maximum temperature in the plate and specify its location in the thickness of plate. So we have to find out T max and where this T max is obtained within the thickness of plate. So location of X. Remember friends, always when temperature are not same, so always take T1 as higher temperature and T2 as lower temperature, because whatever be the formula we derive, that time we assume T1 and T2 is not equal and T1 is greater than T2. So accordingly, we get that final derived formula. So whenever there is any numerical and temperature are not equal, so give the notation T1 for higher temperature surface. So schematic will be like this, where G source is somewhere within a solid wall, but it is not exactly at midway, and T1 will become higher because that generation source is nearer to left face. So this is 110, T2 is 100, so little bit lower value. In such case, we will count the thickness of slab left hand face, it is equals to 0, and move on to right hand face and reach to total thickness L. So this is our given data, and let's try to solve this problem. We have to find out T max, maximum temperature, and its location, X position within a solid. Now, a variation of the temperature within the wall when temperature are not equal and T1 is greater than T2. So we know the what is the formula. T is equals to minus x square G upon 2K plus T2 minus T1 upon L plus Lg upon 2K into X plus T1. This is our final form. Now T become T max. So we know T become T max because we have to find out the T max. So we have to apply the maximum temperature condition, and when T become T max, that means it is satisfying dt by dx equate to 0 condition. This is maximum temperature condition. So we will apply this dt by dx and equate to 0. This is maximum temperature condition. So d by dx of the total terms temperature T equate to 0. Now in this case, G and 2K is a constant with respect to X. So it is move out. So minus G upon 2K, differentiate d by dx of x square in plus this bracket, whole bracket. There is no single term which is variable with respect to x. This length is a constant. Thickness of that slab is already fixed. We are not going to change the thickness of slab. So this length L is also constant with respect to x. So whole bracket is a constant. So d by dx of this x only plus d by dx of t1, where t1 also constant with respect to x and equate to 0. So this is our equation we get. Now on simplifying, it become minus g upon 2k, x square become 2x plus this bracket remain as it is, d by dx of x become 1 and d by dx of t1 becomes 0. Now the simplified form minus gx, because 2 get cancel, upon k plus t2 minus t1 upon l plus l g upon 2k equate to 0. This negative term, if we shift here, so it become positive. So it become positive gx upon k. Now either we have to find out the maximum temperature or we have to find out the location. But in this form, T1 is there, T2 is there, but T max such term is not mentioned here. But location X is there. So we are going to rearrange whole this term in the view to find out the X. So X is equals to this whole thing and G by L. If we shift to left hand side, so it become K by G. Now put the values. We know what is the value of T2, T1 and length. plus again length thickness into heat generation source divided by 2 into thermal conductivity K multiply by thermal conductivity upon heat generation source. So if we calculate, so we get the value x is equals to 0.01482 meter. So what is this x? When we obtain this x, when we apply the maximum temperature condition, dt by dx equal to 0. That means at this particular x, there is a temperature which is maximum within a that particular wall. So we get the location where we obtained a T max. Now we know x is equals to this value where T max is available. So if I put the value of x in our general formula, so if x is equals to this much meter, then T is equals to T max. So at x at this particular 0.01482 meter, temperature become T max. So T max is equals to put the all values and especially x must be this value where we get the maximum temperature. So after calculating, we get T max is equals to 307.531 degree centigrade answer. So T max. And how to tally this? We know that heat generation source is within a solid, and from this heat is transferring to surface. So definitely surface temperature must be lesser than the temperature at the source, and T1, T2 are lesser than this T max. So T max is the temperature where the source is located. So maximum temperature T max. So thank you friends. In today's video, we just focus on a plain wall. In next coming video, we will check out the numerical and concept for cylinder and sphere when heat generation source is there. So thank you for watching this video.